The office to work on a device. It's going to be a switch for a new, how should I say this, new facility or new space in a facility we already exist in. It's One Wilshire in LA. One Wilshire is like the home of the internet in Los Angeles area. So well, I'm going to prepare the switch for it today. I'll show you how I prepared for it and then get it ready for shipment.
So first thing we do is we get to the office. Then we access the lab, and then we grab our device, and then we throw it on our desk in frustration. From there, I unpack everything inside of it, all the transceivers, power cables, packaging, all that good stuff. Proceed to power the device, let it boot up for a little bit, that way we can access it quickly. Grab my console cable. I like the USB one, so this is 2022, and then we start accessing the device. So before I even get into the device, I already have the following things procured ahead of time. I reserve an IP, so that way layer 3 access or just standard management access to the device is available. I allocate the interfaces and I allocate the VLANs. This way everything's done ahead of time. I don't have to do it when it's already booted up or when I'm in the office. It's all ready for me. Then I copy paste, configure the switch with the following things. In-band management with an IRB interface. IRB is the same thing as a VLAN interface in Cisco, but for Juniper. IRB stands for Integrated Routing and Bridging. Then we set up SSH for encrypted management. Don't ever use Telnet. Syslog for the device to send logs to. This way we have a syslog server, archives all the logs. We can always refer back to it. NTP so we can get accurate timestamp logs, and then ACL to protect access. Next thing I like to do is I install and test the transceivers. This way I can make sure that they are verified by the device, they work. And then I upgrade to a standard code version that we set for this device. Preferably, I do this first, but I had to download it in my thumb drive and then copy it over. It was a big mess. And then I download the version to the USB. Then I mount the USB to the file system, and then I copy the file to the switch. Once it's copied, I verify the MD5, make sure it's good, and I verify it with Juniper's website. After that, I install it on the switch, and once it's done installing, you have to reload the device for it to take place. Once the reload was done, verified the version and it was good, I verify the following. I SSH the device using the management port, that way I can verify SSH, check if there are any alarms, that way I can address it now than later. I verify the license was applied correctly and there's no alarms for that either. And then lastly, I check the logs for any abnormalities like dump logs or processes crashing. This is a good thing to check ahead of time because if this device was already bad from the vendor, then you can start RMAing it right away. Since this is a ground up install, meaning there's nothing in these racks, I had to prepare a few extra things. LC to LC and Cat6 patch panels just for any connections that we're going to run. Additional jumpers or patch cables, however you like to call them, for the install. And then I verify the rack mount kit that's shipped from the vendor will fit in the rack that we specified. Once we're done configuring and testing, we can start packing it up and make sure everything fits in the box. Normally I would install the transceivers and switch, however these transceivers have a long tab that you probably saw earlier that won't allow it to fit in the packaging the way it's intended to. Lastly, I organized all of my cables and put it back in the organizer so that way I can get back to it later. From here, I just grab a few extra cables from our stock. I like to have a few extra on site just in case the site doesn't have any cables, and then I just pack those in the box as well. Lastly, I place it on the shipping shelf for it to be sent out to its new home. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful for your career, your interviews, anything coming up. Check out our newsletter. It's in the link below, and I'll send you all the new content straight to your inbox. If not, please like and subscribe. Thanks again, and see you next time.